Hey, Cooter!
Joe!
Check this out. There's anywhere but here, man, on this here podcast.
Oh, I like me some podcasts, man.
What y'all talking about?
We're talking about anywhere but here.
What's anywhere but here? Anywhere but here in Mississippi?
No, man, anywhere but here over in England.
Hey, we ain't in England.
I know, but that's where the England's from.
What?
Hey, Cletus, remember when we went and saw that movie about the wars in the stars and they had like lightsabers and stuff like that? Well, these people here talk about things we like.
Really?
I guarantee.
Well, hot diggity damn. What we waiting for?
Anywhere but here podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Anywhere But Here, number 57. You can find us at abhpod.com.
You can come and interact with us at Twitter at abhpod.
Mm-hmm. You can come and find us on Facebook and like us there, facebook.com/abhpod.
You can. What should we do? You can see us doing this podcast.
Yes.
If you're listening to the audio, we do also do a video version.
We do.
Which is at youtube.com/abhpodcast. Well,
We
not
do.
last week's. But.
Yeah. And you can get in touch with us on any of those, really, with stuff to fill the show with.
Yeah.
Things that you think we should be talking about and what you would like to hear us talk about, I guess.
Yeah.
But also, whatever, you can just talk to us. Doesn't matter. But you can also send us an email at avhpod@gmail.com.
It gets more and more strained every week, doesn't it?
It really does.
Oh dear. Yeah, and if you do, like what you hear, leave us thumbs ups and likes. Yeah, like us on Facebook.
Likes, ratings and reviews on iTunes always help as well.
Stitcher, Podcast Land.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if we go and vote for us over there.
Yeah. Go to podcastland.com and search for us and vote us for your favourite podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know really if anything's come of that. I haven't really checked.
No, I'm not sure.
I don't know if there is a way to check other than going there multiple times and seeing if we show up in the featured podcast section.
We'll start doing that daily from now on, I guess.
Multiple times daily.
Also, if you visit abhpod.com, up in the right-hand corner, there is a banner for Amazon. You can go through that link to amazon.co.uk to buy all your stuff, which you do anyway. We know that everyone buys everything over Amazon. And if you do that, we get a little bit of money from your purchase. It doesn't cost you anything more, and you help us out a tiny fraction with being able to afford new bits of equipment and maybe to renew the website fee for next year. We managed to do it this year, so we're hoping for bigger and better this year.
Yes, hopefully. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sorry, I was just moving my crisps because if they're there, I'm going to be tempted to munch on them. I'm a fiend for crisps.
Oh, we do like crisps.
Or chips, sorry.
No, you're not sorry.
No, I'm not sorry.
No.
Just stop. Yeah,
last week we forgot to mention a couple of things that were going on. We forgot that the BAFTAs was on last Sunday.
Yeah.
Which we could have predicted.
Yeah, but it's one of those hard things. I mean, we should focus on the BAFTAs more being British.
Yeah.
But we kind of set our sights on the Oscars, don't we?
Yeah.
Which is next Sunday.
It's kind of, they say the Golden Globes is the litmus test for the Oscars, but I think the BAFTAs has got slightly more...
Jonathan Ross.
No, it's
Was
not.
it not him
It's
this year?
Stephen Fry.
Didn't
it's
he
always
do...
Stephen Fry.
Is it?
He does the
Jonathan Ross
comedy awards.
I thought he did BAFTAs.
No, he might have done many years ago.
Oh, okay, the one time
But
I probably watched
Stephen
it.
Fry's done it for the last 9
okay.
years, I think.
You started calling me out on my inaccuracies now.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's cool. You need to.
Yeah, so I think that the BAFTAs has a slightly more kind of... it's more weighty, I feel.
Yeah.
Because again, it's voted for by... Well, it's a mixture of voting. It's voting for by industry professionals. It's also voted for by the public. And
there is public voting as well.
Yeah, I think it's for the
public
Rising
voting,
Star
I think
Awards.
public voting is... I mean, sometimes it can skew it and it's like the wrong films get recognition.
Yeah.
But that can happen with like voted for by
by
the industry as well.
Yeah.
Like, I think, yeah. Public voting, I think, gives a better opinion. It gives more accurate opinion, I think, of the public feeling in itself. And it's the public that watches it. It's the public that go and watch the films.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you kind of get the impression with the Oscars especially that it's all a little bit backslapping.
Oh, cool. Yeah, yeah.
and it's all a little bit kind of incestuous. But we didn't do too badly, the Brits, this year. I mean, admittedly,
I didn't see. The thing is, I didn't watch anything.
Did you not?
I've not even looked up the Oscar lists, to be fair.
No,
I'm going to look them up this week.
Next week we're hoping to have Corky back.
He has agreed to do it. Yeah.
He has agreed. Yeah.
Yes.
To be back on to do our Oscar predictions, which I think we were pretty spot on last year, I think.
Yes, despite not seeing most of the films.
No. But then you can kind of guess. I mean, for example, the 4 films up for Best Film at the BAFTAs this year were American Hustle, Captain Phillips, Gravity, and Philomena and 12 Years a Slave. And to be honest, awards tend to go to the most worthy, like the one with the biggest message.
Yes.
So,
I think that's what I was trying to think of the best way to say that.
Gravity couldn't have been Best Film because really it's just a B movie with spectacular special effects.
I was going to say, and not knowing much of what happened in the BAFTAs, like not knowing, I would say Gravity was more of a cinematography.
Yeah, that's right.
And it did it win?
Yes.
It won cinematography.
It won Outstanding British Film because it was in fact all filmed here in Britain.
Oh, was it? Does that make it a British
film? Even though
film?
Alfonso Cuarón is Spanish and he's the director. But yeah, all British except the cast and the director. But all the technology and all the filming was done over here. But 12 Years a Slave won the BAFTA. So, I mean, I imagine that's going to win the Oscar. But they're saying stuff like American Hustle is going to get in there.
The thing is, there's a lot more films in the Oscars.
They have like 10.
10 now, I think it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's first for this discussion next week. But it's going to be something like 12 Years a Slave or It'll be one of those.
Yeah. But also, you got to think like they're all based on real life stories anyway, except Gravity. 12 Years a Slave is a diary of.
Was it actually a diary? The thing is, it's not that I didn't think it was based on reality. I didn't think it was the specific story itself.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's based on
actually happened to
historical
a man.
things.
Captain Phillips is based on an actual pirate attack. On a ship in the middle of the Somali.
See, I don't even know a lot about the films.
They look. I mean, I've not seen any of them either. This is
going to
the
be
thing.
Interesting.
I know about them.
Corky being a full-time work now, I don't know if he's seen a lot of them.
This is it. I don't know how often he goes.
So
to
our
cinema
opinion
anymore,
next week is going to be very well educated as it was last year.
Yeah. But 12 Years a Slave won. I expect that it will probably win the Oscar as well. But what else do we have? Yeah, like I said, Outstanding British Film was Gravity.
So Gravity I do want to see, but now it's not actually at the cinema anymore, is it?
No, this is it.
I
wanted
like,
to.
It was supposed to be IMAX.
Yeah,
was like,
and 3D was supposed to be pretty good as well.
Apparently, like you hold your breath, like you're sitting there for a couple of minutes and you realise you've been holding your breath.
Knuckles and stuff. Yeah.
What else on there do I want to see? I mean, you've seen Rush, which
Rush I actually own now as well.
Saving Mr. Banks,
really
I want to see.
Yeah, to a point.
I know it's not based in fact.
No.
A lot of it.
No. Mandela Long Walk to Freedom, didn't grab me. I mean, I like Idris Elba.
It was like a massive thing everyone was looking forward to, and it just kind of went. It just kind of fizzled
out. Well, I think
out,
it was overshadowed by the death of the man himself, wasn't it?
Well,
really?
maybe actually, to be fair, I think that's probably what brought it into people's.
Yeah, quite possibly.
So that probably made people want. But I think there was a massive build up to it. Like everyone really wanted to see it, and obviously on its premiere date, Mandela died.
Yeah, I mean.
But then you didn't really hear much of it. Sorry, Joe keeps tweeting us Olympic news. But like once it kind of was released in the cinema, there wasn't much. I didn't hear much opinion on it. I didn't hear much about the box office gross.
No, I didn't hear much about the actual film itself. It was more to do with
hyped up, and it wasn't really much.
Yeah, I don't know.
And is that the one Mandela actually had something to do with it as well? He
authorised it.
And he oversaw the screenplay.
Yeah, I believe so. And it's kind of warts and all as well, I believe. It's not like he's
maybe that's
allowed
what people
it to
don't like.
happen. Well,
he's kind of an anti-hero.
Yeah, because he wasn't a very nice person in his early life, which we covered in some length, I think, earlier on in the year.
We tried to.
You got Philomena as well, which is a true story. That one
looks awesome.
I really want to see that too. With Steve Coogan and Judi Dench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There, Judy.
Almost went to say Helen Mirren because her picture is on the screen there. They're both dames.
Yeah.
It's almost the same
Close
thing,
enough.
right? Yeah. But yeah, that's about an Irish woman who gave up her son because of being a Catholic and seeing
Oh, I see. Yeah.
and then goes to find him again decades later. Yeah, I you know, and
It's difficult. It's one of those lists you kind of don't want to go through this
yeah,
person,
because
that
the
person.
thing
You
is,
want to focus on the films.
the thing is as well, like we're going to be doing this next week for the Oscars, and I don't want to really do it twice. But we had a couple of decent.
Which one animated? That was I saw someone tweeted out about animated.
Animated film Frozen. Yeah, over Monsters University and Despicable Me 2.
Yeah.
Which I haven't
suppose
seen the other
problem
two.
is the thing there is Despicable Me 2 and Monsters University are both, well, just Monsters University isn't a sequel, it's a prequel, but it's the second. Whereas Frozen was the only original one in that category.
Yeah, the others
So
are
it's kind of a bit unfair.
sequels and prequels. But I was surprised there weren't others because there's been loads of animations out this year.
Yeah.
Not that I've seen that many of them, but because you had Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs too.
Yeah, but the weird thing is, kind of like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, like when that first came out, the first one, like it was quite a big thing. Everyone watched this, and that's another one that just kind of fizzled and nothing came of it. And I didn't watch it.
Apparently,
but when I did,
it's supposed to be
it's
really
good.
Yeah, it's
once
supposed to be a
watched
bit
it.
kind of trippy and
It's
weird.
very
and the
surreal.
second one's even weirder.
Oh, is it?
Apparently,
Oh,
like
good.
it's about an island where food monsters live.
Oh, amazing.
And they're all like, I can't remember the names of them now. But
Yes.
it's supposed to be just as weird. But yeah, I don't think it did as good as the first one even.
Right.
But
No, it's a very surreal story, the first one. But it is really good. I really enjoy it. I'd definitely watch it if you get the chance.
yeah, it sounds, the more I hear about them, the more interesting they sound.
Very, good. But yeah, like I say, I don't know. I don't know what my point was. I just lost.
But Frozen, I'm
It
on
was
record
good,
as saying
you
as
know.
I really enjoyed it.
It was good. It just wasn't as good as I hoped.
Yeah. Best director went to Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity, which I probably would agree with had I
Makes
seen it,
sense,
because
yeah.
that film sounds like it needs a lot of directing.
Based on all the podcasts I listen to, the people that have seen it, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Because everyone just raves about how good it looks, and the fact that the scope, and I think it was like, I don't think they were ever in the same room together, were they? I think it was
No.
more they just filmed their face
Basically,
and project
yeah.
it onto a CG.
Yeah, it was all green screened.
Really weird.
And, yeah, not in the same.
I mean, there would have been parts where it was the whole body, but for a majority of the film, when they're in the suits, I think it's just their face.
Yeah, and the rest of
weren't
it is
actually in
entirely CG. It sounds pretty impressive.
And to direct like that,
Must be difficult.
yes,
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Best actor went to Chiwetel Ejiofor for 12 Years a Slave. He's your man from.
Oh, he's the
He's in-
janitor, isn't he? Wasn't he before 12 Years a Slave? He wasn't anything, was he? Or was that a different film?
He was in. No, that's the fella from. You're thinking the guy from Captain Phillips.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, 'cause I
no,
remember seeing that on another awards ceremony. Globes, probably, wasn't it?
Yes, Chiwetel Ejiofor is the guy. He's in Love Actually. He's the guy who marries
Keira Knightley.
Oh,
I
yeah.
see.
And I think
Okay,
he was
yeah.
in Spooks. If you ever watched that.
Possibly. I didn't, but possibly.
Okay,
yeah.
Leading actress Cate Blanchett for the Woody Allen film Blue Jasmine, because a Woody Allen film has to win an award, every time he wheels out a new film.
It'd just be wrong if you didn't.
Yeah.
Really. I was going to go for a Woody Allen impression, but I thought, no, I'll just go for
that was you winding up.
I'm not experienced enough Woody Allen to really know how to do his.
No, I mean, I'm not a huge Woody Allen fan. Like, but apparently she's really good in it. Blah blah
Okay.
blah. Yeah, Baghdad Abdi is the guy who won supporting actor for Captain
Yeah, because
Phillips.
he won at the Golden Globes as well, didn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, he was like, was he a janitor or he was a
something. He
superintendent
was
or
basically
something?
a nobody, essentially.
And then he just his first film, he wins like awards.
Yeah, it's crazy. He looked odd wearing a suit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he looked really uncomfortable. But yeah, like another thing with that film is that they didn't introduce the Somali pirates or the actors playing the Somali pirates to the actors playing the crew until the scene that they meet each
Really?
other. Yeah, they kept them apart.
And you were supposed to say they
So
didn't
it's
become
shock,
buddy.
essentially. Yeah, like they didn't know what to expect because
They didn't know who.
they didn't even know. I mean,
who the
I
actors
suppose the guy. Well, obviously, none of the Somali pirate guys are known.
Yeah.
The only person I think who is known in the film is Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
I guess they must have known that they were acting next to Tom Hanks,
I don't.
but maybe not. I don't really know.
Who knows?
But he's supposed to hold himself up really well next to Hanks,
Yeah.
even though it's his debut, and that's why he's
awesome.
winning awards.
That's awesome.
Supporting actress Jennifer Lawrence for American Hustle. Again, I haven't seen
seen it,
American
so we
Hustle. It
can't.
doesn't look like it's about much. I know it's about con men.
Yeah. Is that the No, because there's two that came out at the similar time. Wolf of Wall Street is the Leo and him.
That's
so
right.
This
the
one's
Scorsese
Bradley
picture.
Cooper.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper, Amy Adams,
Jennifer Lawrence.
Christian Bale, and Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, because they're both kind of similar, set around a similar time.
yeah,
and
I
it's kind
think-
of about money laundering or money.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like we say, we haven't seen it, but Jennifer Lawrence is she's just a good actress. I mean, me and Liz watched, or Liz and I know how you like for that sort of thing. We watched Winter's Bone. The other night.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it. It's an odd film. Have you seen it?
Indie spirited. That
There's no final end.
No.
It kind of just stops.
Yeah.
Just kind of fizzles out. But I thought she was awesome in it because it's quite an old film. She was quite young in that, wasn't she?
yes. Don't ask me how.
But
long
she
it's
plays
been
like
out.
a real southern.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting film. It's good to watch. I mean, it's not like I didn't enjoy it. I just don't know how I felt.
Yeah,
Like, you'd
I
never
know what you mean.
Like her uncle at the end was like, "I know who did it. I know who killed him." And you're like, "Who?"
Yeah,
and it
tell me.
ends. And you're like, "Tell me, please." Because Liz
Yeah.
was like, "I want to know," and I was like, "She's like, how did he know?" And I was like, "Was it because of the money? Who posted the bail?"
I haven't seen it in a very,
It's
long
like
time.
they don't tell you anything.
No, I remember.
But
yeah, I
that's
saw
how
it
it
in the
actually
cinema and I
works in
felt a little-
situations like that. I
Yeah.
suppose you don't find out. If somebody knows and they're in that sort of community where you don't talk about that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Very good film. Very
I
good film,
liked
but I
it,
don't know how I
but
feel
yeah,
about it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's one of those really weird. I don't know. But yes.
But yeah, but yeah, like I said, I don't really know what American Hustle is about, apart from it's about con men, and it seems to be about wigs
Yeah.
and costumes. Like it's just all surface.
I want to see it because the amount of people that say it's a brilliant film. I mean, but the amount of people that say it's a brilliant film, you've also got probably a similar amount of people that go, "Yeah, it wasn't as great as everyone made it
Yeah,
out."
exactly. And I heard good things about Lupita Nyong'o as well, who was the young slave girl in
Oh, really?
12 Years a Slave. She's supposed to be really good. So I don't know whether they've done that just because it's, glitzy to have Jennifer Lawrence up there on a stage.
Yeah.
Not that she was at the BAFTAs, mind you.
Oh, was she not there?
Yeah, bad times. Original music went to Gravity. Cinematography went for Gravity, obviously. Editing went for Rush. Yeah.
Which, I mean, to edit a film like that, it's quite fast-paced scenes
Yeah,
and stuff in it.
it's pretty.
It must be
It
quite
gives-
difficult to have these fast-paced racing scenes, and then you've got to slow it
Yeah,
right down. But
I've
you've
got
got
to
to
say
make it feel like the film's
The
still moving.
sound editing as well is insane on that film. Like
just
the
love the
sound
sound of
of the
Formula One
cars
cars.
is something else.
I love the sound of
Really
Formula One
is.
cars.
Yeah. It is, I mean, you didn't see it in the
Still
cinema,
not
did
seen
you?
it. I've still not seen it at all.
It's loud.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is loud. And it
As loud as V
properly
for
makes
Vendetta?
you- yes.
That was loud.
Yeah.
Liz actually stuck her fingers in her ears for that film. When Parliament goes.
Yeah. No, it's like you're immersed in it. There's one shot actually in Rush where the camera it's like it's on the end of the drill that's taken the bolts
really?
off the tyres. So the camera lunges into the tyre, spins around, lunges back out.
That's cool.
It's pretty interesting. I'd imagine it's completely
CG.
Yeah. But it looks awesome, and it kind of the camera swoops through the aerodynamics of the cars and stuff. Really? It shows you the internal workings and stuff.
That's cool. I like the sound of that. I want to watch it just for the shots now.
No, it's really, really.
You sold the film to me when you told me what it was about, and now saying that you've sold it to me again.
It is good. Production design went to The Great Gatsby because there wasn't a more produced film.
There's quite a grand film, wasn't it? But I've heard someone refer to it as the mediocre Gatsby.
It's not as good apparently as the 1970s Robert Redford version.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Apparently, I have it on good authority. Costume design also Great Gatsby again. It had really nice 20s, but like exaggerated 20s costumes.
Yeah, over the top.
Because obviously you had the newer music mixed with the 20s music. It was like R&B mixed with 20s.
Why would they do that?
It worked. Okay. I didn't think I was going to like it.
I suppose they made it more modern so it's more accessible for younger kids,
exactly.
But why would they do it?
Because it's Baz Luhrmann, isn't it? That's what he does.
It's not historically correct.
Yeah, no, I know.
But hey, but most films aren't historically correct.
No, it did work, I thought. But yeah, I didn't think it was going to, but it kind of won me around.
So makeup and hair, they went to the wig department of American Hustle.
Yeah, I mean, again, there doesn't seem to be a film that's more about hair and makeup than that film.
No.
Like, that seems to be all that
it's all
film's
about disguise,
about.
so you've got to have
precisely.
multiple costumes for each character, multiple looks.
Yeah, sound went to Gravity, visual effects went to Gravity.
Gravity just
I mean, you know...
Gravity just sucked in all the awards.
Yeah.
Hey.
And the Rising Star Award is the one voted by the public, and it went to Will Poulter, who was the kid, the boy in We Are the Millers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was also in...
Is that
the Jennifer Aniston? Yeah. The one who gets his knob bitten by a spider.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. It's in all the trailers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was also in Son of Rambo.
There's only one thing I remember from those trailers, unfortunately.
Yeah, it wasn't him.
No, it was not at all.
But yeah, he was in Son of Rambo as well, which I really liked.
That.
That's really kind of fun indie.
Son of Rambo is the one where the guy from Heroes plays his son, isn't it?
Yes.
It is because he's got the mouth as well.
Yeah.
He's actually got that mouth. Like he's like that in Heroes. But yeah, that's cool.
So that was the BAFTAs. Like I say, we didn't get around to kind of predicting anything because I forgot it was on last week.
But speaking, like I say, we watched Winter's Bone the other day. I don't know if you've been on Twitter. You remember
Not a lot this week.
The latest Drunk Geek blogs, and Keith said, "Who the fuck is Willow?" Or somebody said, "Who the fuck is Willow?"
Yeah, that's right.
And they had a whole conversation, them, History of
see
Misunders and Nerdchurch. And then I piped in and said, would it surprise you to know that I've never seen Willow? And I did. I watched it last night.
Willow terrified me as a child.
I can see why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched it last night, and it's actually, it is a really good film. I can see why everyone raised
it's a brilliant film.
It wasn't what I thought it was.
No.
From what everyone says, I think it's about this little weird elf that lives in the woods and kind of does magic. And it's not.
Not really.
It's like a fun version of Lord of the Rings, kind of.
Yeah. The bit
more fast paced.
Again, I haven't seen it since I was a child.
Kilmer is awesome in that.
The thing that lasts.
I thought.
I don't, like I say, I haven't seen it since I was in single digits.
Really?
Like that's how long ago? Like over 20 years now. And the one thing that stays with me from that film is the witch turning them into pigs.
Yeah.
That frightened me so badly when I was a kid.
But yeah, no, I thought everyone was awesome in it. I mean, Warwick Davis, you probably won't remember being a kid, you wouldn't have picked up on it, but Warwick Davis really needs to pick an accent in that film. Yeah, he really does. He's not a great actor.
Like I say, I barely remember
He's supposed to be American.
Oh, really?
Because like the rest of his family are American.
Right.
But he just keeps... It's Warwick Davis. You can't... Surprised how young he looked as well.
Yeah, I bet.
But it was
because
great
that
fun.
would probably have put him just out of the Ewok suit, wouldn't it, basically?
Yeah, I would have said he was 20s.
Yeah.
Early to mid-20s in that. But yeah, it is really good. Really fun film. But yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Maybe I should rediscover it again.
Yeah, I'm probably going to buy it because it was cool. Do you want this?
Yeah, perhaps. Because another
awards
ceremony that went on this week was the Brits, which obviously everyone enjoys immensely. There's two things that I picked up off Twitter this year, and I'm included in this. Is one, everyone hates the Brits. But two, people still watch the Brits.
Yes. Everyone hates it, but they still insist on watching it.
I mean, I've watched it the last maybe 5 years. Because I'm not into modern music, or not that's not entirely
not into
true.
Chart music.
I'm not into chart music. Yeah. I don't. It just winds me up.
But there's no music in this clip, is there, Tom?
I don't believe so.
just before we play anything,
we better not. Not after last week where we had our little YouTube.
The
debacle.
irony of the copyright infringement on in the title. Yeah, it's still there. I mean, I can edit out the music and stuff, but I think that just take away from. I just hope people that when they watch it, they don't go, "Hang on, if they've got it here, they must have it available somewhere else."
Yeah,
and then go pull the podcast down.
Nah, it'll be fine.
Yeah,
yeah. This might be our last episode.
Yeah, who knows?
Unless PRS is going to slap us with a huge fine or something.
You're owed this much money. Oh shit.
Bullshit.
Anyway,
I think that's bullshit. Actually, to be fair, like if you're talking over the top of someone, no one can pirate that. No one can copy that piece of music and listen to it. We didn't play entire. We were playing.
The thing is, I'm wondering if it's the record company that David Guetta signed to, and then we slagged him off.
Yeah, maybe.
And they just went, "No, fuck you. We're going to block you then."
Yeah, maybe.
Because you're not promoting the music that we sell.
All publicity is good publicity. That's what I'm going to say.
Because someone else can hear it and go, "Fuck them." They don't know.
Someone
what they're
might
talking
be
about.
like, "Yeah, actually, that David Guetta tune does sound better than the Audio Bullies one."
Yeah, it doesn't.
No, you're wrong.
The Brits.
Well, first off, David Bowie won Best British Solo Artist.
Really?
Which is awesome.
That's cool.
And he didn't show up because he's too cool for that shit.
Yeah.
Basically. So what he did instead is he sent Kate Moss one of the one of the outfits that he wore as Ziggy Stardust.
Okay.
And got her to go up and give a speech that he'd written.
Wearing it. That's so cool.
It's kind of cool. I don't think he told her to get plastered.
Oh, dear.
And poor old Noel Gallagher, who was up there presenting the award.
Yeah.
I mean, he's. I mean, have a listen to
Noel
this.
Gallagher was the sober one.
Well, yeah.
And the more reserved one also. Well, Noel always was.
Well, no, it was always Liam that was the problem child, wasn't it? But
problem child.
Have a listen to this anyway. As long as it, properly starts going and stuff. I'm just gonna flannel until it starts.
There we go. And I'll make sure the volume's fine.
You maniacs didn't think David Bowie was actually going to be here. David Bowie's too cool for that. He don't do this shit. David Bowie has sent his representative on Earth, which is the one and only Kate Moss, who's going to accept this award on his behalf.
Listen to this. And you got the picture of Bowie in the background wearing the same.
That's cool.
Oh, there is a bit of.
Yeah, we'll just turn that down a little bit. It's just walk-up music.
Yeah,
there
yeah.
We go.
We'll talk over the music to disguise the sound waves.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
There's the mic. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. David has asked me to say this. In Japanese myth, the rabbits on my old costume that Kate's wearing live on the moon. Kate comes from Venus and I from Mars, so that's nice. I'm completely delighted to have a Brit for being the best male, but I am, aren't I, Kate?
Yes.
I think it's a great way to the end of the day. Thank you very, very much. And Scotland, stay with us.
She just seems so uninterested.
I don't know whether it's uninterested or coke. It's one or the other.
I think more enthusiasm with coke.
Well,
really.
yeah, maybe she's on downers.
Yeah,
maybe
sure. she
sounded
was on
that
coke.
that was slurred though. I
David
don't know whether that's
asked
just how
me
she
to read
speaks. But anyway, that Scotland Stay With Us thing didn't go down too well on Twitter.
No,
either.
and there was some booing in the crowd as well.
Yeah, but you know,
I'm not gonna say anything on that.
But he is one of the best things ever to come out of Britain. I was quoted as saying this on
What's that,
the podcast we did.
Oh,
recently.
yeah, you did actually, yeah. Very
and
true. That was the
Christ
live
knows
show,
how he won that. I mean, I don't know whether all the awards on the Brits are voted for by the public. Is it all the awards? I don't really know. Best British male, best British male.
Yeah, I think that is a... Yeah.
So if so, I mean, he's still got massive pulling power, which doesn't surprise me in a way. But at the same time, when there's so many, I mean, I can't imagine people of our age are voting for this stuff.
Well, when you it's best British male as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got to think what other people are in Britain. Jake Bug. Sorry.
Yeah.
You had to be here before the podcast to find that funny, I think.
Jake Bug, you got that bloke who's on everything, something Arthur, James Arthur.
Oh, from X Factor. You got those people like, I don't know, Rudimental user, guest vocalist, or is he actually a vocalist? There's someone in that vein, those type of music. He guests on lots of people's songs. Sam Smith.
Oh,
I think.
yeah, I know.
Like it does surprise me that Bowie won, but hey,
but it's a good thing. He's still turning out
especially
music
seeing as I
enjoy.
haven't heard any of Bowie's music on any stations, and I have Radio 1, Radio 2, and local station Heart on my radio, like through cycles, because as soon as someone starts speaking, Liz presses a button to change it, which is annoying because I love talk radio.
I've heard his newest stuff. That single that was playing when she went up, Absolute play that quite a bit.
Yeah. Saying about Bowie, actually, after the live show, when I was at work, I did actually listen to the album.
Ziggy Stardust? No, the other one, Hunky Dory.
Yes. It's really good.
Yes.
It's got some songs on there that I know
as
well.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
that's
I love
his,
this song.
I think that's his first album as David Bowie. I'm going to go out on a limb there because he'd done a couple of other things before that.
Stephen.
I believe. If not, it's the first one that had big hits on it.
Yeah.
My lack of knowledge betrays me.
It's fine. But yeah.
But anyway,
that
was one of the acceptance speeches, and fair enough. You know, David Bowie is too cool for the Brits. He shouldn't be there, and good for him. There were some people there.
Lots of children in the crowd, though, so he might steal the children and take them back to his labyrinth.
Well,
you know, got to be careful.
Those threatening trousers.
Threatening?
Sexually threatening.
Yes, this is going to hurt.
There was someone else there who thought he was too cool for it, but showed up anyway.
Yeah.
And
he has an excuse for it, which we'll probably discuss afterwards.
Yeah. Well, this is now I'm going to get it right because I think it's best band. I think they got. Although it's
did they get a couple awards?
They did, yeah. They're the first band in Brits history to get both Best British Band and Best Album.
What one did they get? They got
Hold on, I've got the winners list
okay,
here.
So British group.
So British group and Album of the Year, and apparently they've done this 3 times, which makes them the first people to do this. So they get up there, they swagger up on stage, and
looking like, what do you call them?
I don't really know.
Looking like they should be in Grease 2.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get on to Alex Turner after this because it's gonna pump my ire up.
Good.
Now.
Let's go.
So yeah, this is Alex Turner's acceptance speech for Best British Group and Album.
And the winner of the MasterCard Album of the Year
is
the
award.
Arctic Monkeys.
This is the third time the band have won.
Oh dear. So yeah, we'll talk over the music again.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not a terrible band.
I tell you what, right as this was happening, we bought this album because so many people said it's awesome.
Yeah, you did.
And it is a great album. actually. We've listened to it a couple of times. It is a great album, but it doesn't really excuse what's about to happen now.
I like their first album though. Since that, I've been a bit hit or miss on them. I'm not really.
The second album was good as well. Anyway, here we go. Alex Turner.
Thank you.
Everyone.
1, 2. 1, 2. There we go. That rock and roll, eh? That rock and roll, it just won't go away. It'll might hibernate from time to time and sink back into the swamp. I think the cyclical nature of the universe in which it exists demands it adheres to some of its rules. But it's always waiting there just around the corner, ready to make its way back through the sludge and smash through the glass ceiling.
What are the other three thinking?
Looking better than ever. Yeah, that rock and roll. It seems like it's fading away sometimes, but it will never die. And there's nothing you can do about it. Thank you very much for this.
Almost.
I do truly appreciate it.
I think
Don't take that the wrong way.
I think that's been edited.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait for it.
Invoice me for the microphone if you need to.
Drops the microphone like a twat.
Like,
I get what he's trying to do.
What he was saying is very accurate.
Yes. The way he said it.
And the fact that he said it to a pop music award ceremony.
Yeah.
You think, cock. It's the arrogance he says it with, though. That's the thing.
I mean, rock and roll is an arrogant art form.
But only when you perform. You're always performing when you're in the public eye. I think he's a cock. I mean, his other speech, like I said to you when I came here, his other speech was something like, we've got a list of names. What is it? We got names of people. As long as our arm, we need to thank, but they want to hear their names as much as you want to hear them being said. And it's just like, they probably do want to hear their names, to be fair.
Yeah, I would if I'd worked.
I love hearing
something.
my name on other podcasts, so I can imagine it's...
apparently, in public, I'm a quiet guy, so doing anything in front of lots of people always makes me nervous. I'm known for my music, not how well I deliver a speech. People always assume if you're in a band that's been on the scene for ages that you're going to be really confident, but that's just not true.
I understand that.
Yeah, so...
I get nervous. I don't turn into a cock.
Yeah.
Like arrogance, like nervous does not
mean arrogant.
No.
The other three in the background just kind of milling around. They never get to speak because he hogs the limelight. And this is my thing. Like, if he's so fucking nervous... let someone else do the talking.
But the other
just because
thing
you're the front man doesn't mean you have to be the mouthpiece.
You can probably say, I can understand that. But even in the VTs for the best British album or the best British groups, there was an award they got. I think they got a third one, and it was different. And I thought, well, why did they get it? Because they're still around. I don't know if it's on there, but I thought they got another award somewhere. They possibly didn't, but there was VTs of them, and it might have been for the British Album Award. To be fair. And he was like that in the VTs as well.
Mm. Well, it was like we watched the Glastonbury coverage this year. They headlined Glastonbury. And right after they got off stage, they were interviewed by Joe Wiley on the TV. And
so
he was
after
just...
performing to hundreds of thousands of people and having that adrenaline pump, so the nerves have pretty much gone.
Yeah. He still acted like that when he was being interviewed by Joe Wiley in front of 3 cameramen. You know? That is who you are, mate.
That's not nerves. That's your performance.
Yeah, you can't get away from it. But the thing is, he never used to be like that. You used to see him on Gonzo back in the day with Zane Lowe. And he was funny. Genuinely quiet and shy, but had that kind of Sheffield cheekiness and all the rest of it.
Lad.
Yeah, that kind of thing, you know. And I remember it happening because... they'd been on tour around the US and they'd been on the same bill as Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah.
And their second album favourite worst nightmares,
Yeah.
is a lot heavier because their drummer decided that instead of playing from the wrist, he was going to start playing from the elbows, like the guy from Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, I see, yeah.
And they struck up this friendship, and then Zane Lowe got them in the same room, and they started collaborating together. Josh Homme produced their third album.
Yeah.
And then he had Alex Turner on the latest Queen's record, and he's actually on a couple of the songs on the Arctic Monkeys album.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So I'm not a big Queens fan either. So,
but ever since I love Queens of the Stone Age, but ever since they've started hanging out with proper rock gods, he's turned into an Elvis impersonator.
Well, his look and the way he performs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the Glastonbury coverage, he was while he was singing and stuff, he was doing all that kind of,
Oh, really?
pointing up like that. But and he also
pointing up like that.
kind of affects this slightly. I mean, it wasn't as obvious there, but when he was singing and when he was talking in between the songs at Glastonbury, he affected an American accent.
Really?
Yeah, it was really odd. I wish I'd found some of the footage of that to bring up. And it's just like, what are you doing, you massive cunt?
Yeah. I think somebody who does it really well, and I didn't know this, like, what the fuck is their name? Kaiser Chiefs. Like Ricky Wilson.
Yeah.
I've seen them a couple of times live because they always seem to be supporting bands that we go to watch. And I don't like them. And Ricky Wilson, as a performer, he has got that arrogant, I'm great, fucking sing along with me, and he's a complete cock. But you watch him on The Voice, and he's a really humble guy who loves music, and he loves to inspire people.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it astounds me that he's
like
on The
him
Voice
now.
because he cannot sing.
No, but he knows the industry and he knows how to not wreck your voice and things. And he's a really nice bloke.
Yeah, he comes across really nice on that show.
But when you see him live, it's like, you arrogant
I don't
prick.
think I've ever seen the Kaiser Chiefs live.
They're like people who see them live. I think he can sing Kaiser Chiefs songs live.
Yeah.
But he's not got a voice, like a big voice. He's not an amazing singer. No. He gets by.
He's a vocalist. He's not. He's like, because that music stems from punk, doesn't it?
Saying that the live War of the Worlds, the latest one, the new generation, I saw that they filmed it and I saw it at the Virgin Cinema. Yeah. And he wasn't terrible in that, actually. He was in it and he was actually quite good. Like he was singing a rock song, so it's easy for him to do. He was an arrogant prick in that as well, but that's because he's performing. And
exactly,
that's just what
that
he does.
is his performance thing. And maybe this is Alex's new performance thing, but I don't remember
do it all the time.
No, I'd be a little bit fucking humble.
I don't think Ricky Wilson would do that when he's accepting an award.
Be humble when you're accepting an award because it's down to the people who.
But getting best British album and best British band 3 years or whatever, 3 times, you're not going to get slightly.
Yeah, of course.
We are great,
but
actually. Aren't we?
If you're too cool for it.
Yeah.
Don't go. Be like David Bowie.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't go.
But David Bowie wouldn't do that, not in a million years.
No, exactly. Of course not. He would actually be humble if he was there and accepted the award, himself.
It's Arctic Monkeys. It's just a show off.
Yeah, but the new album is quite good. But it's not rock and roll. It's more.
No, it's not rock and roll.
It's more disco.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of got this kind of. It's got that sleazy Queens of the Stone Age swagger to it. Yeah. But then a lot of the songs are quite slow and mellow, and some of it sounds a bit dancey almost.
Oh, okay. Kind of like modern chart music.
A little bit, yeah, with a rock edge, yeah. Yeah, whereas their early stuff was kind of post-punk, revivalist, garage rock type.
Yeah, like
the
first album was amazing.
It was still danceable.
It was awesome.
It was danceable, but it was rock. Whereas now they're not really rock and roll.
No.
It was kind of like a few years ago. I remember Tim Wheeler from Ash going up on stage at the Kerrang Awards and saying that. He made some proclamation where death to the fake rock and death to fake metal or something like that.
Right.
And he's from Ash.
Yeah, like really poppy rock music.
Yeah.
Fucking idiot. That's an idiot.
But this is the thing when rock stars get a little bit above their station, they get a bit crazy, don't they?
Yeah, you're saying you hear the Queens of the Stone Age influence on the Arctic Monkeys album. Have you heard the new Brody Dahl stuff? Brody Holman.
Oh, what? Sorry. The Spinnerettes.
No, solo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No.
Not good.
No.
No, like, I love the Distillers. I think
Yeah.
they're awesome punk fucking band. But then, like, her new stuff is like, you can hear Josh Homme's influence on it, and it's like, oh, don't let your husband get in the studio with you.
Yeah.
Don't let him produce stuff with you, please.
The Spinnerettes
Because it sounds like
good.
Queens of the Stone Age stuff with Brody singing,
Right.
and she's not got a great voice for that kind of music.
No, I can't imagine.
But then
that.
at the end, it goes into this frantic sort of punky stuff, and it's like, that sounds good. Stick to that. Keep doing that.
Oh, right. I'll have to give that a listen.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because their Spinnerette stuff was
I haven't
quite
heard
good.
Spinnerettes, to be fair.
Yes, they're
Is that
quite
punky,
good.
yeah?
Yeah.
Is that all
a little bit more
women
rockabilly?
and a man?
I believe so.
I don't know. But yeah, it's,
I'll have to check.
I'll have to look them up. I didn't realise she'd done something with them. But it's just they played it on Radio 1. They're like, I think it was Zane Lowe. Oh,
Really?
That's fucking awesome. I was like, no, it wasn't.
Yeah, but Zane Lowe has to say that
was
it's awesome
horrible.
because he's friends with all these people.
Yeah, he's friends with Josh Homme, so...
I've got one bit of sports news.
Yeah.
From the Sochi Olympics.
You know how much... Oh, okay. I was going to say, you know how much we love sports.
Yeah, we love sports.
Sports!
Yeah, go sport. We are not a country of winter Olympians. We don't have snow enough in this country, although you wouldn't believe it.
And we don't cope with it very well. would you say?
We don't have mountains, proper mountains anyway, with, ski resorts on them. We don't have toboggan runs. We don't have any of this. We have ice rinks.
We have ice rinks, yeah.
And that's generally where we get our medals, is the ice rink. For some reason, we're really good at the luge and the skeleton bob.
Yeah, well, we have the dry slopes, don't we? Like over in Gillingham, Strood way, we've got the ski slope, slopes, and they've got a dry toboggan run, which isn't the same thing, but...
We've also picked up curling, because curling is big up in Scotland. It's like bowls on ice, basically, lawn bowls on ice. It's fine. I've watched a bit of it.
I suppose it's clever.
Yeah, it just doesn't look it.
There's a lot of skill involved. It's just like, how can
one
you come
bloke
up with
slides a bit of granite, and some other people sweep the floor in front of it.
Yeah, to slow it down or speed it up. And...
It's quite when you watch it and you properly try to watch it, it's quite skillful.
The funny thing is, the guys just got trainers on.
Yeah,
running
really
along
weird.
ice, sliding along ice with trainers on. It's weird.
It is odd. But it's like the ice hockey this year. I've really gotten into the ice hockey.
I really want to watch more ice hockey.
Yeah, so do I. If ice hockey was big in this country, our country didn't even qualify for it. The Great British team didn't.
We
qualify.
do have ice hockey.
We do, yeah. One of the people at my work actually plays for an ice hockey team, and he keeps emailing about going down to watch it. He sends out all user emails.
Oh dear. Actually, funny thing about ice hockey, I was watching it when Chloe came downstairs. I went, do you know what this is, Chloe? She went, ice hockey. I went, how do you know that? She went, because they're playing hockey on ice. I was like, fair point.
Right.
Because she plays hockey at school, 6-year-old. They play a simple form of, hockey, field hockey, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's just like, it's hockey on ice.
1-0 to you. Touche.
You win. You win the day. Well done.
But our speed skaters haven't been doing too badly, but there's one who I feel dreadful for, and her name is Elise Christie. And she's had terrible, terrible luck this year.
I feel so sorry for her.
She has been penalised in 3 races in which
3 now?
Yeah. Oh. In which she could have won medals. I mean, we could have gotten, we could have doubled, essentially, because I think we've got 4 medals, 1 gold, 1 silver and 2 bronze.
Oh, okay.
We could almost have doubled our medals with this girl.
Because she had a good chance, and because I saw the 1,000 metre,
yeah,
it was like, she's going to do it, she's going to do it.
It was heartbreaking, because it's already come off the back of 500 metres on the 2nd lap. She went up the inside of 2 skaters and took them both out.
Yeah.
Just completely misjudged it, and she was penalised for that. There was a 1,500 metre heat that she failed. She came first, but she was disqualified because she didn't cross the line properly And what it was there's no track markings.
No, you've just
got the cones that mark the inside of the corners.
Yeah.
And then there is a line where they finish, but there's no actual mark either side of that line to determine the racing line.
Yeah.
And what happened was, say the line is my laptop screen there, her skate passed on the inside of it just by
so it's not even the whole way across. It's a little, like a foot, 2 foot line.
No, I mean, it's not as wide as that, but it's almost as wide as the track.
Yeah.
But obviously, because there's no marking on the inside of the track,
you don't know
it just finishes. So she crossed over, but she was literally this far.
That's ridiculous.
Inside the line.
That is so ridiculous.
And they disqualified her for it. So, which means she couldn't progress to the finals, which means she couldn't get a medal. And she would have done, because if you watch every race that she's taken part in, she kind of hangs around the back.
Yeah.
Until the last couple. It's like all of our track cyclists, like all of our we just hang around the back, wait for everyone to kind of
isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And she's got incredible speed. She'll come right round the outside and just go for it.
Mo Farah even runs like that, doesn't he? He sticks like sort of 4th, 5th place, and then at the end,
last lap he just destroys himself. She does that, and so that was the second disqualification. And then the 1,000 meters, she was right in it.
Yeah.
Up until she was
the last corner
doing her thing. Then 2 laps from the end, she made a move, went down the inside, got into second place. No, 2 corners from the end, wasn't it?
It was the final corner.
She got down inside. As she came around the second to last corner, she got down inside one of the Chinese girls.
I think it was third. I think she ended up in third place with that.
And then the Chinese girl kind of muscled her way back and put her off balance, and kind of caught Elise as she was kind of going over.
Yeah.
Because she committed fully and just went far too deep. And took poor Elise Christie out. And then, for some reason, Elise was... Because she could have still gone on to get... She could have qualified.
Yeah,
because the top 3 go through.
Third place. Because she took the... She was going on the outside of the Chinese woman, wasn't she?
Yeah, that's right.
On the final corner, the big half circle at the top semicircle. Final corner, she went around the outside and the Chinese woman's skate slipped.
Yeah.
And she went along, and it was with her trailing foot. I think she caught Elise's skate caught her trailing arm or something.
Yeah, I think it was her arm, I think.
So she took Elise out, but then the woman behind also, I think, went out as well.
Yeah.
So I think 3 of them ended up out or something. It was really weird. But yeah, so she got up and skated to the end, and she could have finished third.
Yeah.
But
she was penalised, and no one knows quite why, because the judges aren't required to explain their decision.
No, it's what Claire Balding, when they were doing the recap afterwards, it looked like on the straight before the final corner, when they were battling it out, Elise actually just pushed her with her arm.
Oh, right, yeah.
So like she was...
Yeah,
to get
she
to
kind
the
of
outside, she was on the inside. She wanted to get to the outside or something. And as she pushed the woman,
right,
as she went past her, she was changing lanes, but she changed lanes and bashed into a woman while she was changing lanes. Yeah. Not that there's lanes,
no,
as such,
no.
But yeah, she kind of bashed the woman, and then on the final corner you had the fall. So she pushed the Chinese woman, and she got disqualified for that. So even before the fall, and then the Chinese woman got disqualified for falling over and taking Elise and the other woman out with her.
It's just like, it's just awful luck.
Did you see the interview after that?
No, I actually didn't.
Oh my God. She was there and she just wanted to cry.
Yeah.
But the interviewer kept talking to her, and it went on for about 5-6 minutes.
It's horrible.
He just kept talking to her, and it's just like, so, you're going to kill yourself now, are you? Are you going to cry? You look like you're going to cry.
Because the thing is, she's been attacked by Twitter trolls as well, like the whole time, from the first 500 metres thing. I mean, she came back every single time and she did a brilliant job, but just these tiny little things have...
So sorry for that woman.
It's awful.
But
she's vowed to go back in 4 years' time to try it again.
Yeah, well, hopefully...
And good on her.
Hopefully this doesn't have too much of a negative effect on her psychologically.
Yeah. I don't see what the point is of trolling her on Twitter.
No.
Like...
Because it's fun.
Yeah. It's fucking dickheads. Eh?
Yep, big time.
But yeah, like that's what I wanted to take out. Like that's the most heartbreaking thing, because generally, like, we know we're not very good and we're not going to win that very many medals.
But she
had a chance, and she had 3
is
chances, and each time something went drastically, or not even drastically wrong, minutely wrong.
Some of it, yeah, like an inch.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's that's the story of Britain. We are good enough to win medals. Maybe not first place.
No.
Maybe not second place. Maybe third place. We are good enough to win medals.
There are some countries that don't.
But we always do something to fuck it up.
Yeah.
That's the British way.
It's always the way. It's always the way in football as well. You know, it's always we'll always meet Germany somewhere along the way, and it will go to penalties, and we will lose because that is what the England football team does.
It is indeed.
They make you so worked up that they're 0-0 the entire way through the match that just one goal in extra time will do it.
It's just...
And it will go to penalties, and you know what the outcome's going to be.
Yeah. We're going to lose.
I don't know how England are doing in the rugby, mind you. I think they're not doing too badly.
No, I watch...
The cricket team's gone to pot in the last couple of years. We can't even beat the Australians anymore.
No.
Which we always used to for quite a while.
I don't know how well we're doing in sport.
Sport!
Pub,
Sport,
drink,
blah,
beer.
blah. Tits, cars, sport, football.
Yeah. Kicky ball, kicky round.
Kicky McFoot.
Yeah. But yeah, so... I watched about 10 minutes of Wales-France the other day. Something was happening.
A ball was
Somebody
being
done
thrown
something. Yeah, I think Wales were
people.
thrashing France because it's Wales.
And France
And
is shite.
we liked their rugby. What the fuck was that? I don't know what happened there.
West Country Welshman.
Bill Bailey.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. So...
Yeah.
Did I have anything that we can... about 4 minutes. So, well, anyway, so Stephen from History of Misunderstandings sent things about old slang that's kind of been lost.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I found this... Actually, there's a link on our blog about some really cool pictures of photos of Russia by Russians. And there's some really fantastic ones because the photographer guy thought that like British journalists and other international journalists go over there and they already know what photos they want to take.
Right.
And that doesn't give you a very good... it's all cold and people in the cold and cold.
Yeah.
And he thinks that doesn't give a very accurate view of Russia. So he made it his task to go out and find photographers and take pictures himself of actual Russian villages. And there's some awesome pictures. But I put the link on the blog.
Okay.
And because I know pictures don't work very well. I just thought they were awesome, so I put them up there. But Stephen...
So go to abhpod.com and have a look.
Have a look at those. But Stephen sent us this thing, and you might not know from the way I am on the podcast, but I love language and how it's structured, and you might not be able to pick up on it from the old, what the fuck is that word? But there's
we're both equally to blame for that.
And there's a link for this as well, this article, and it's about language and words that Brits use that came from World War One and things that haven't been used, like the phrase "no bon."
No bon.
Yeah, which used to be used in sort of 20s, 30s, like it's from World War One sort of era, and it's English word "no" along with the French word for good.
Okay.
It means no good.
Right.
But used to say no bon.
Oh, right.
It's that sort of, like the miners had their own language.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And this is obviously, soldiers had their own language.
Okay.
Like Napoo is another one. Napoo, which derives from the French word inya, which means, inya plus, which means there is no more.
Okay.
Which was used in the war to mean finished.
Right.
Or as a verb to mean kill. So to kill someone. It's just
with
really
Napoo,
so poor Bill got napooed by a rifle grenade yesterday.
I see.
And it's just like, I think that sort of thing I find...
That is quite, fascinating, isn't it? I quite like tracing etymologies of certain words, finding out where they come from.
The word blighty, which really was a surprise, is actually derived from Urdu, which is a Muslim language.
Okay. Well, that makes...
I've got friends at work who speak Urdu.
Yeah.
And it's... Yeah, the Urdu word vilayat which means inhabited country, specifically Europe or Britain, and viliati, which is foreign or British, English, European, were borrowed by the British. And obviously, where the fuck's it gone? Yeah, they don't say the V.
That's right.
They say it as a B, so it's biliati.
Oh,
which sounds
I
like blighty.
See. Okay.
So that's where blighty comes from.
Okay.
So we use it to describe Britain,
Yeah.
but it actually is a foreign word
for inhabited.
For a foreign land, specifically Europe.
Okay.
So yeah, that's where blighty comes from, which is
That's
biliati.
quite interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, like, I thought, that's cool.
Yeah.
And that really fascinated me. And then he sent a second one, which is kind of a quiz.
Okay.
It's a quiz in the form of a BuzzFeed list.
Yes. Well, that's fine.
Because that's great.
We
And
haven't
it's
had
just
a
like,
quiz on this show
here's
for
this
quite
word.
a while.
Do
I
you know what it means?
keep threatening a quiz on this show, but I haven't for a while.
So I'm not going to use all 21 Victorian slam terms. It's high time we revived. These are ones that are forgotten. Like the phrase "bitch the pot."
Bitch the pot.
Yes. Can you figure out what that means?
God, is it like?
As in, hurry up and bitch the pot, would you? I'm spitting feathers here.
Is it something to do with a kettle?
Yeah. Well, not kettle. Yeah.
Is it to boil the kettle?
No, not quite. It's pour the tea.
Oh, okay.
So it's teapot rather than kettle.
Yeah, I get you.
Because kettle is what you boil the
kettle,
water in,
and then the pot
teapot
was where
is what you brew.
brewed the tea in before you put it in the cups, rather than have it because there weren't tea bags back in the day.
No, it's tea leaves, and you used to pour it through a strainer.
Yeah. My grandma used
Back
to do
in
her
the day.
tea like that as well, up until recently.
Tight as a boiled owl. Do you know what that means?
Does it? Is it describing the part of a female anatomy?
No, it's not the same as tight as a duck's arse.
Is it not?
No.
Okay.
No, you would use it as follows. Don't remember a single thing about last night. Got absolutely boiled out.
Nice. I like that. I might try and bring that back.
Yeah, there was a whole Michael McIntyre bit about that, wasn't it? Got absolutely
gazeboed.
Yeah, got gazeboed last night. Yeah, a quail pipe.
Quail pipe.
This is like none of these really make a lot of sense.
Right. Okay.
It's a woman's tongue.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we kiss? Yes. There was no quail pipe though. You must know what tallywags are.
Tallywags. I've heard it.
Yeah.
No, go
Right.
on.
How if I say oof right in the tallywags?
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Testicles.
It's the meat and two veg.
Yeah, just the testicles. Other Victorian terms for testicles included whirligigs,
right?
Trinkets, which makes sense, I suppose, and twiddle-diddles. Fucking love twiddle-diddles. That doesn't really make sense. Dirty puzzle. But the phrase they use doesn't make sense from what they describe it meaning. A dirty puzzle.
Dirty puzzle sounds like an intricate sexual position.
No. Well, it doesn't. They say it's a promiscuous woman.
Oh.
She's a dirty puzzle, I would say. But they say, sure, I dirty puzzled around a bit at university. Who didn't?
So it's being a bit of a slag then.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more... Yeah, the way they say it, it's more of something you do rather than describing a person. Like, she's dirty puzzle would mean she's a promiscuous woman. Yeah. She's a slag.
Which would make sense. But then too dirty puzzle.
Too dirty puzzle.
Is,
I don't know if they got it wrong. Cupid's kettle drums.
Cupid's kettle drums. Boobs.
Yep. Would you mind terribly if I had to go on your Cupid's kettle drums? Oh, it's brilliant. Neck oil. Come on.
Neck oil.
Yeah. Go on. It's Friday night. Get some neck oil down.
Oh, right. So booze.
Beer. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd say booze, but.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's awesome.
I like it.
Some of these are just really funny.
What was that one that we're
Bit of jam is a pretty woman.
Oh, right. Yeah.
A cackle tub is a pulpit.
Okay.
Now this one, shoot into the brown.
Is it what I think it is?
It's not at all.
No.
Well, it depends on your outlook on homosexuality, really. It means to fail.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought victory was guaranteed, but I shot into the brown at the last minute. It's kind of like, I'll shit it. I'll shit, you know.
Yeah, I suppose.
Shit out of luck. Oh, yeah, I don't know why it keeps doing that. It shouldn't. Anyway, I don't think it's frozen this week, though, which is a good thing. Gas pipes, you've got tight trousers. Tickle one's innards to have a drink. I think we might go tickle our innards in a bit.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, we'll probably try and post that as well.
Yes, I like that.
But it's awesome.
Because there'll be more to see and read on there. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. so
yeah, I think we've probably come to the end of another episode.
I believe
We're going to go and get some neck oil with the boys from Stinking Paws.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, hopefully.
In a short amount of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's been only a couple of topics this week.
Yeah,
we've spun out a couple.
Yeah, but we were doing like awards and things and playing clips.
So, and talking of awards, it's the Oscars next week.
Yes.
Next week we will have a special guest in. We've already talked about who it is, so he's not so special anymore.
You would have seen him about a year ago when we done this last year.
Yeah, I think it's probably his
year anniversary.
Annual visit to the studio.
Yeah, I believe so. But like you said, he's interested in probably doing something.
Yeah, so we'll see what he fancies doing, I suppose. Yeah. We'll quiz him a bit. Yeah. But yeah, so Corky's going to drop in next week. It'll
we'll
be
have
the
a bit
first
of a leash
time
on him this year because
we're a bit more versed in what we're doing now. We'll try not to get quite so distracted by him. I don't think he's going to mess around as much as he did last year.
No.
I think he's a bit more grown up.
He's grown up in the last year.
Yeah. So weird to say about
he's
somebody who's
30
30.
Now,
speaking of which, it was my birthday during the week as well.
Point. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. So you had a birthday. It was good.
Yeah, it was good. Me and Joe and I went up to London.
We start as we mean to finish.
Yes. It's all cyclical. It's like the nature of rock and roll.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Fucking hell. You have won the podcast today, Tom.
Yeah, no, we went up to London. And did some stuff, just mooched about, really. Yeah. We went to St. Paul's.
I missed doing that.
Which was really interesting. Wellington's tomb is fucking huge and made of granite.
Is it really?
Massive, mate. Like, his actual casket is the size of this table.
That's in St. Paul's?
Yeah, in the crypt.
Okay, yeah, so we drove past this statue.
Yes.
Of Wellington on the horse. Yeah, so maybe it was St. Paul's. Yeah, when we got lost in London, we went that way.
Okay, righto.
When we were supposed to be West London, we were over by St. Paul's.
But we went up into the Whispering Gallery as well, which is up in the dome.
Yeah.
We were going to go right to the top, but it was really, really windy and quite wet.
Oh, okay.
And the staircase up there was a really narrow metal spiral staircase.
Sod that.
Yeah, and it was 200 metres up.
Fuck that.
So there was no possible chance.
No.
Went up, like I say, went up into the Whispering Gallery. I got that thing as well because it's quite high. It's about 25, 30 metres up off the floor. You know when you get that thing when you're right next to the edge of wanting to go over to the edge?
I hate that.
It was
I wonder
awful.
what would happen if I leaned, if I lost, went above my centre of gravity and just kind of... It's terrifying, isn't it?
It is, because you want to do it. That's the weirdest thing.
That form of motor Tourette's, like where they can't stop themselves.
They can't stop themselves.
Yeah, I get that, and it's just like... I get that too often.
Yeah, it
I do.
terrifies
It's
me.
horrible.
Like tube
driving.
stations.
Driving.
Oh, really? Yeah.
I was thinking, I'll stick my foot right down and just
happen?
down Detling Hill, and if I don't turn and just go straight over,
That's weird,
probably shouldn't.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know if that's normal or if that's because of the anxiety thing.
It maybe.
Might
Who
be
knows?
linked to anxiety.
I think it's normal. I think it's abnormal if you act on it.
Yeah, I scare myself sometimes. So
because I have that thing where sometimes I'm like, what would happen if I punched that person?
Yeah.
I know what would happen. I get my arse beaten. You know.
You get kicked right in the Twiddle-Diddles.
Twiddle-Diddles, yeah. But yes, so went up, had a lovely day round, had some lunch, had some dinner.
Yeah.
Then met up with my mate Ollie. We had a drink down in Edburn. Had a drink in a boat on the Thames.
Awesome.
It was quite cool. It was like a really odd bar.
Yeah.
People were playing chess and there was like Rage Against the Machine on the stereo and it was weird. It was odd.
Anyway.
But yeah, lovely day out. So thank you to Joe for taking me out.
And I have a present.
Oh.
I ordered this
bloody hell.
weeks and weeks ago.
What
and
on earth is that? It's quite large.
Yes. I really like it, and I should probably get myself one in the future.
I should probably get this close to the...
So you can hear the tearing. It is quite large. But it's cool. I really like it, and I think it's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So basically what it is, for those of you who can't see, Ant's gone and sorted out Sean's poem from the show that we did with everyone for our anniversary for the ABCs, the poem that Sean did, and he's put it in a frame. That's really awesome, man.
Yeah, it's like an anniversary present and a birthday present.
That's really cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Glad
wicked. Thank you.
Yes. I just hope you've got space for it.
Oh, I'll find space.
The worst part about buying a frame, I found myself going, is this going to fit in the house? Does it match all the other frames
It matches every other frame in this house.
Excellent.
So well done.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Oh, wicked. That will take pride of place in the ABH Pod.
Yes.
When
the ABH
that happens.
Yes.
I should put it down carefully there.
But also, actually, something we did this week, we did a episode with Jake from Talking Head Podcast.
Their affiliates. The affiliates.
And that will be coming out in 4 or 5 weeks, maybe?
Yeah, he said 4 or 5 weeks. We'll let you know when it's up.
We'll tweet it and whatnot.
Basically what it is, it's just him getting to know certain people that he's affiliated with.
Yes. Yeah, go and listen. It is really fascinating. He's had some really fascinating people.
I have listened to a couple more since we did the episode.
Did you hear the woman who worked out in Africa? Their friend was awesome.
I mean, really interesting people. Christ knows why we were there.
But it's cool.
But we'll let you know when that happens. So that's another podcast for you to go and check out, as well as all of our pod pals, which you can find under the hashtag of pod pals. I'm pretty sure.
Also, there's a list on Twitter. If you go to the ABH Pod Twitter and you click on our list, there's a list of all of our pod pals.
Okay, cool.
And people, interesting people. But yeah, so don't forget to go to ABH Pod and do your shopping on Amazon. Go rate and review us on iTunes, follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe on YouTube.
And go and do the Amazon link. You said that, didn't you?
I think I did, yeah.
Yeah. But that's the most important thing, because it gives us money for next year.
You need to support us, please.
Because this shit ain't free.
No.
So
it doesn't pay.
No. We'd like it to, but it won't.
Yeah.
So for Anywhere But Here this week, I've been Tom.
And I've been Ant.
See you next week.
Bye.
Anywhere But Here podcast. Well, that's an hour of your life you won't get back.